Hey guys, welcome to the first episode of Ask Andy. This is going to be my main YouTube page. Basically, my videos are we're just going to talk about current events and basically anyone who has any questions that they want me to answer, just random things that we want to talk about. That's what I'm here for. And at the start of each video, or each episode, I'm going to have a little story, probably like a minute and a half long, just kind of about what current events going on that day, a funny story that I just want to share with you guys. And I mean, I'm not the most interesting person in the world, but I just like to share my thoughts every now and then. But my full name is Andrew Charles Wilson. Funny thing about my name is that before I was born, all the doctors told my parents that I was going to be a girl. Little did they know. But they all told my parents I was going to be a girl, so my name was going to be Georgia Ray Wilson. And then my mom always told me the story about like how like it was like a day or two before I was born, and she was just like, I think I'm gonna have a boy. And then she said that she like bought some baby boy outfits, but of course still had the baby girl outfits. And then I was born, and they were like, "Oh yeah, here's your son. Yeah, have fun with that." I'm sure my dad was ecstatic about having a son. Not so much ecstatic about having a gay son, but that didn't come on until later down the road. So yeah. But I have one sibling, a sister older of 4 years. We'll get into that later. But like my mom is a very take charge, stubborn as hell woman. She corporate woman, can run anything, can multitask more than anybody I know. And my father is ex-Navy, very strong, just not so emotionally there. I mean, he of course has emotions because he is a human, but he's the very strong man of the family, which of course I respect that. But I definitely learned how to embrace my emotions from my mom, and I learned how to recognize my emotions from her and how to handle them. But of course, everyone in their own way, we handle our emotions and what we go through in life in completely different fashions. But our parents, they're there to, teach us their experience. And a lot of misconceptions about that is a lot of people think, oh, I need to be just like my parents. I need to do it just like them. No, that's not what they're there for. They're not there to make you a copy of themselves. They're there to give you a good foundation so you can build on it yourself and have your own frame of reference and something you can go back to and think of like what they did, but do it in your own way. Everyone needs to have their own style. But on the other end of the spectrum, my father, he taught me how to be strong when I needed to be, and even when I didn't need to be strong. But he taught me how to be strong and when to just shut it down and go do what you have to do and be done with it. Handle your emotions later. Just bury it down and yeah. Yeah, that of course, I mean, that works for some people, and I've been struggling with that, and I mean, we all do bury emotions and deal with it later, but that's not always the best, road to take when you're dealing with any kind of emotional thing, or really anything in life. Just don't bury it. And I am, of course, forever grateful to my parents for giving me a good foundation, emotionally diverse, very emotionally diverse, financially supporting me while I was a kid going through school. So, and they supported me financially so I wouldn't have to worry about money. Like, money wasn't a concept for me until I was probably like 14, well, until I was about 14 years old, is when I really started kind of understanding what money was. But like, of course, my mom, she would probably give you a little different story about that. And that's, I mean, because my dad, ever since I was little, my dad would tell me, like, money doesn't grow on trees. I'm sure everyone has heard that growing up. But my mom was like, don't worry. You need something, I will get it for you. We'll just make it work. But yeah, so that's, how I was diversified as a kid, and also being multiracial, like that. We'll talk about that in a later episode. And when I was younger, I just wanted to be myself, even though I felt like my parents didn't want that. And as I started to mature, I realized it wasn't that my parents didn't want me to not be myself, is that they just didn't want my life to be hard or harder than it's already going to be. Because life is hard. It just is. That's something a lot of parents do not tell their children at any age. And then when you get into the real world, it kind of smacks you in the face and you're just like, oh, what the hell? You know? Since this is our first episode, we're going to keep this one short. Of course, I didn't mean to, for the first 5 minutes of the episode, to go on so long. I'm gonna try to keep all these episodes and things a little bit shorter. I want them to be as long as maybe 4 minutes. But of course, we're going a little over our time today. But that's why we're gonna keep this one question short. So many people have asked. Let's see, what should my dating spectrum be on older and younger? This is a question all of us have asked anyone who dates. You're always like, they're a couple years younger, a couple years older. Is it okay if I date them? I think, if you're under the age of 18, you should keep your dating pool also under the age of 18. That's just a given. That should just be common sense. But once you are a legal adult, I would say 5 years. 5 years older, 5 years younger. That's a good, a good way to think about it. Of course, if you're under the age of 25, don't go 5 years younger. If you're in your 20s, do not date a teenager. That's just, no. Anybody got time for that? That's just trouble waiting to happen. So this is the end of the first episode of Ask Andy. Also, again, I do apologize for going a little over our time. We're almost hitting 7 minutes now. I promise the next ones are going to be a little bit shorter. Just really excited to get this going. And yeah, just remember to be blessed and bless others. Y'all have a nice day. Bye.